I purchased this D24 on auction eBay. The seller had stated that it was for parts, not operating. So yeah, I was interested in it. The price was good. So I have it stripped down. A lot more bits in there, and there. I couldn't get much information on YouTube of anyone stripping down the D24, so I just want to go through for anyone else who's thinking about it what I found. Now this one is marked underneath 83. It's got the number 83, so I take it this one is 1983. When I received it, I just said I filled it up with water, the drum. There was scaling, which I have now descaled, and straight away the drain valve or the blowdown valve was running water straight out of it, so that was US. It didn't have a safety valve. The old style whistle, which was all seized up, probably from scaling, and when I went at it, part of it fell off, the same as the pipe fell off here on the valve. So I've ordered a new valve. What it's going to be like to adapt to this one, I don't know yet until I get it. I've ordered a new steam whistle, the more modern one, and I took off the sight glass because I wanted to look inside, and I've ordered a new sight glass kit with gaskets, not very expensive, about €11, but I wanted to be sure that I got all the scale out. The reason this is all opened up is because this gauge is not working. You can open the back of it there. I have tried descaling it and all that, but to no good, so I'm looking at the new style gauge without having to purchase all this. I'm going to look at to see with just the gauge what I can do, but that's in the future. As I say, it's just a matter of putting off the back on this little gauge, and that's what you have. I take it that's the burden tube, but it's very flat looking. It's as if it got pulled under a vacuum, but yeah. But I've tried compressed air, and I've, as I say, tried descaling, but no hope in getting this thing working, so I have to give it up as a bad lot. So, dismantling. Here's the old firebox. I started, as I said, there was nobody stripping down a D24, so I started by removing these catwalks, and then I found the steam pipe for some reason went through a hole here in this catwalk. It also went through a hole in this cladding, so I cut that out, and I cut a slot out of the catwalk. It makes more sense in a way. With the catwalk off, I started to take off the these curling type threaded washers, I suppose you'd call them. They're on both sides to keep the cladding in place. I took off the top ones, thinking that boiler would drop out, but of course this end here that goes around the drain valve, not allowing me to remove it, so I cut that as well to make it easier to take it off. I've seen a few YouTube videos where the D24 has a slot like that, so somebody else has had to do it in the past. With that then, just straightening the tabs underneath that go through the base, the whole thing came off. To my surprise, I expected to see some type of insulation not the asbestos but a modern equivalent, but no, all we have is what I can call as a metal deflector plate here. Sits on top of the boiler drum, and then the cladding goes around on the top. So that's what's deflecting it, and I take it that's what's causing this sort of scorched look on the side of the firebox. And I've noticed the modern ones have this discoloration. That didn't seem to happen when you had the insulation wrapping. Now the base is good, underneath and above everything is perfect. This was badly caked up here where the vent holes are for the air. I don't know if you can see them, to give a good combustion. They were badly caked up right up there in that V section, so I've had to clean that out. A bit more cleaning to do on this guide plate, but other than that everything is fine. No issues with the frame. On hindsight, I wonder if I had just undid these tabs and just try and pull the whole firebox up, would I been able to manage to get the drum out? Possibly, but I wanted everything free. I didn't want to be desoldering, which is probably the right thing to do. Desolder the sleeve underneath, undo these tabs, and I'd expect the whole thing plus the steam pipe will come up out of it, and that would be a lot simpler. But I went this way. The other way is probably simpler. One other item I found was the steam pipe. I just expected I'd undo the compression fitting and the steam pipe would come off, but in this particular one the steam pipe is soldered into the drum, and then that compression nut is basically just for cosmetics. Now, whether they're all like that or whether it was just this particular one, as everything else in the pipe is soldered together, but that's the one thing I found. I had to desolder to get the steam pipe away from the drum. Now it came with this item loose, and I've no idea what it is or what it's for. Perhaps those who have D24s know, but I have no idea what that's for. Now there's always a discussion about how these steam drums are manufactured. Is it soft solder or hard solder? Well, certainly this D24 is not soft soldered. If anything, I'd say it has the look of brazing about it. I'm no expert, but, and again, that's the condition that they install them, because it's covered with the cladding. They don't buff them up. Now, I did clean up here where the combustion side was to get all the old soot and that off. I've tied the drum of the SC02 Retol onto the steam pipe here now of the D24, just to see whether this mechanical part would work, and I just have a temporary gauge in there now. Right, steam is up. I'll just warm this through a small bit. There she's going. I won't get very long now with that small drum. Looks good. The gauge, I don't know what that gauge is reading there. It's just off the pin. There's not much pressure. But that all seems to be tickety-boo. Well, I'm waiting on a few parts to arrive and then it's time to rebuild. But that looks okay. And she works in the reverse rotation. Now, drum is nearly empty over there now, so that's as much as I can do. Very good.